Peace in Pan-Africanism. Peace in Pan-Africanism. Heartfelt condolences to the brother Everett Jackson, the college basketball player who was reported missing. So-called river accident with his white Mormon girlfriend. From what I understand, rest in peace to you, brother Everett. Our heartfelt condolences, love, sympathies, and support goes out to his family and friends. I understand his mother did not want to send him to visit his white Mormon girlfriend in, I think, Idaho. I wish the Queen Mother would have followed her inner guidance. I wish the Queen Mother would have followed her divine intuition. I wish the Queen Mother would have listened to the ancestors who were trying to tell her, don't send your son. But he begged and pleaded with his mother to go visit his white Mormon girlfriend. He was going to a wedding. He was going to a wedding. And when he got to Idaho, or whichever state the white Mormon girl lived in, she told him that it was against their religion to have a black man present at the wedding. For those of you who don't understand the history of the Mormon white supremacist religion, if you don't understand the history of the Mormon white supremacist religion, let me make you aware that they fully believe black people are cursed. My skin is according to a curse. My hair is according to a curse. That's what the Mormons believe. Reactionary white racism gives birth to reactionary white religion. Reactionary white racism gives birth to reactionary white religion. And what I find interesting about this story, about our brother Everett, whose body was recovered recently, is how did the Mormon SnowBunny not know that he would not be allowed at the wedding before he left home? Are you telling me that the white girl, this Mormon, this woman who belongs to this racist religious cult, you're telling me that she didn't know brother Everett would not be allowed to accompany her to the wedding? That's nonsense. She's a Mormon. She know they don't like black people. She knows black people has no place in their religious life. So why did you invite him to go to a wedding that you knew full well he could not attend? I believe this was a sacrifice. I believe that this was a sacrifice. In addition to that, they went white water rafting with some of her white Mormon friends. I believe it was a party of 5 or 6. Why have we not heard a word from the other white Mormon who were on the raft with our brother Everett? Where is their statements? Why are we not hearing anything about the other white Mormon youth who went on this rafting trip with our dear brother Everett? Why is the white girl's story not matching up with the story of the person who made the 911 telephone call? The person who made the 911 telephone call gives us a different story than we received from the privileged white Mormon female girlfriend. Why was he even allowed to date a Mormon? Why did he think it was okay to date a Mormon? We know his mom did not want to send him on the trip, but he begged and pleaded, so she allowed him to. Now y'all see why I took issue with Bronny James taking the SnowBunny to the prom. Now you all see why the Prince of Pan-Africanism took issue with Bronny James taking the SnowBunny to the prom, because the SnowBunny crisis can cost you your life. Look at the black sister who was beat almost to death by her white NFL boyfriend. Almost no media coverage. He beat that black girl almost to death. No media fallout. No, look at all the black athletes who almost had their careers canceled by the NFL for spanking their child on the ass. Look at all the black football players who almost had their careers canceled for smacking their little child on the ass for misbehaving. This white man beat a black woman half to death in almost no media coverage. Total whiteout in the media. Then we had our African immigrant brother who was dating the Instagram model, stabbed him to death, didn't spend a day in prison. Then we had the sister who went to the sleepover with her white female friends, and she falls off the balcony. That story is still unsolved. And I'm missing. There's more of these stories. The SnowBunny crisis is costing black people their lives. And my problem with the brother Everett's case, rest in peace. My problem with brother Everett's case, rest in peace. This was totally preventable and totally foreseeable. I'm wondering if he knew he was going rafting before he left home. Did brother Everett know he was going rafting before he went home? Did brother Everett know he was going whitewater rafting? Because from what I understand, he was on his way to a wedding. So I'm trying to understand, rest in peace to you, Ancestor Everett, but I'm trying to understand why he stayed in Idaho. I'm trying to understand why this young man stayed in Idaho after being refused attendance at the white wedding. If my girlfriend, and I don't date outside the race, never did, never will, but if my girlfriend tells me I'm not allowed to go to this wedding, which is the purpose for me making the journey in the first place. If my girlfriend tells me I'm not allowed to go to the wedding, I'm going back home. Because if your family don't want me at the wedding, if your family doesn't want me at the wedding, if your family doesn't want me at the wedding, they damn sure don't want me with you. I need y'all to understand, overstand, and understand right now. If the family don't want you at the wedding, they damn sure don't want you with their daughter. If they don't want you at the wedding, they damn sure don't want you with their daughter. Why didn't he call his mother and say, Mom, come get me, change the flight? I'm sure he had a round trip ticket. I hope he didn't drive. And if he drove, he should have hopped his ass in the car and hit the highway. I want to know why he stayed. And brother Everett, I hope, my ancestor brother, I hope you did not stay after being refused attendance at the wedding. I'm hoping you didn't stay because you wanted those vanilla cookies, brother. Please don't tell me white vagina cost you your life, brother. Please don't tell me. Because as a black man, even though he was a youth, as a black man, even though he was a youth, we as African people are divine. We are divine. That's why we're so humane to everybody else, because we are so divine. We have the God gene. Every African person carries the God gene inside of them. And because we carry the God gene inside of us, we cannot engage in psychopathological, sociological, narcissistic, cold-blooded behavior. We can't do that. We can't. Our DNA prevents us from engaging in animalistic behavior. And we are also equipped with divine intuition. So I know Brother Everett had to feel funny about not being allowed to go to this wedding. I know Brother Everett had to feel some kind of way about not being allowed to go to this wedding. I know something in him said, I'm not safe here. Why did my girlfriend let me come all the way to Idaho for a wedding that she knew I could not be a part of? But I'm going to go back to Brother Everett's parents, and I give them my heartfelt condolences, so I'm not disrespecting them at all. They just lost their son. They are going through trauma, and they are fighting with the Idaho authorities to try to get a just investigation. Everett's family is going to need some backup. Everett's family is going to need some support. See, we have to go back to the days of the black self-help networks that we had during slavery. We need to go back to the days of the black self-help networks that we had during Reconstruction. We have to go back to the black self-help networks we had during the Jim Crow and Civil Rights era. Right now, there should be security around Everett's family. Right now, there should be a lawyer, a therapist, a social worker helping Brother Everett's family get through this trauma as they fight for justice. See, being disorganized is going to get us exterminated as a race. Being disorganized is going to get us exterminated as a race. Being disorganized is going to get us exterminated as a race if we keep on being stuck on stupid. This is bigger than Shannon Sharpe. This is bigger than Bronny James. This is bigger than Shannon Sharpe. This is bigger than Bronny James. This is bigger than Shannon Sharpe. This is bigger than Bronny James. Brothers and sisters, if you are raising your children to be colorblind, you are setting them up to be assassinated. Whether that assassination is social, whether that assassination is political, whether that assassination is economic, whether that assassination is psychological, if you are raising black children to be colorblind in 21st century America, you are setting them up for an early exit from the earth plane. You are setting them up for an early extermination from the first dimension. I don't understand how black parents are letting black children date outside the race. I don't understand this. We just celebrated 157 years since the end of slavery Sunday. We just celebrated 157 years since the end of slavery Sunday. You know what we have been through in this country. I don't care how much of a Negropean you are. You know what African people have been through in this country. You see all the police getting away with cold-blooded murder. You see all the SnowBunny killings. You see all the SnowBunny killings. You see all the SnowBunny killings. It's no way on earth you send your son to another state to attend a Mormon wedding. I'm not getting on his parents. I'm talking to the rest of y'all who still have their sons and daughters. We're letting Everett's parents grieve. I'm not talking to them. I'm talking to us as black parents and black people in the African race and the black community. How do you send your child to another state to attend a Mormon wedding when you know Mormons are one of the most racist religious cults in the world? Y'all didn't hear about the black boy? The little black boy in 4th grade, was it? Who went to a sleepover with his white classmates? Went to a sleepover with his white classmates and they urinated in a cup. This is only what? A few months ago. They called him the N-word. They bullied him. They all urinated in a cup and made him drink their urine. Why was our little brother allowed to go to a sleepover with children who has a historic track record of psychopathological abuse against African people, and they made him drink their urine? Idaho, to go to a Mormon wedding, and he dies, and he's the only one who dies. How interesting is that? 5 or 6 Mormons are whitewater rafting, and the only person who dies is the black basketball player visiting from out of state who wasn't allowed to go to the wedding in the first place. That's very convenient. That's very convenient. 6 Mormons are whitewater rafting with an out-of-state black boy who wasn't allowed to go to the family's wedding. How convenient of an assassination that was. I do not understand us. Our thirst for white validation, our hunger for white approval, our starvation and our lust and our incessant pursuit of the company of white folks is leading to an unprecedented rise in white lynchings. Everett was lynched. The brother murdered by the Instagram model, that was a lynching. What about the brother in Pittsburgh? What about the brother in Pittsburgh who went hunting with a group of white males? He went hunting with a group of white males. Ended up dead while hunting with a group. What made him think it was okay to go hunting with a group of white males? And y'all wonder why? We need the Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy. Y'all wonder why?